Good morning, afternoon, and evening, Supercoach Elites. Welcome back to another Supercoach Elites YouTube video, proudly sponsored by our Patreons at patreon.com/SC Elites. My name's Corey, and we're here to talk all things my Supercoach Elites draft today. This is a draft league that I got with a couple of mates from a couple of years ago, running into year 3 on this draft. And basically the point of this video today is just to run you through what I'm looking at in our keeper. It's a 22 player league. I think the formation that we're running off, I'll go into the rules and settings here. We are running off a 5-7-1-5 setup with 4 bench players. So the 22 players, it is a 10-man league too. So we've got our snake draft coming up. And basically it was kind of just to go through my thoughts, my theories when we're looking at the draft, who I'm going to keep, who I'm going to drop. The draft does kick off tomorrow, I believe. So, just go through line by line who I think is kind of the best value when we are looking at a keeper. Almost how I picked up these players too and what happened. So, looking at it, starting in defence, we've got some pretty good options to keep this year. Daniel Rich, I think, will just hover around that 95 as well. Now, not overly optimistic on Sam Petrescu-Seaton or Cade Simpson at the moment. Mark Blitzars as well in that case. But I'm not going to drop any players just yet until I go through the rest of my team. Zach Williams, I picked the year that he missed the whole season. So 2 years ago, I held him through that whole year too. So it worked out to be a pretty good hold for me last year. I made the final, lost in the granny. Hunter Clark picked up off the way, the same as Jordan Dawson, who served me really well last year too. Going in to the 2020 season, I think more or less I'm going to look at still the long-term picture, players that I can hold and try and score a couple off the waiver wires. So at the end of last year, players like Andrew Brayshaw, it was Jordan Dawson at the hopes it'd be a DPP, Hunter Clark. They were all players that I did hunt at the back end of last year to try and pick up and see if I could keep them running forward. Jaeger's one that I think I drafted early a couple of years ago that's pretty optimistic. I know come the draft, Ruckman are a dime a dozen too, so I'm not overly keen on keeping Stefan Martin. Segler was one that I picked up real late in the season last year as well. And one that I definitely think I will keep running forward just because he's got that ruck forward option. Solo Ruckman at Hawks, I think he's going to definitely knock out a 92. So right now, a couple of the players, what am I going to pick? 22, I've got to get this down to 14. So it will seem a little bit harder. There will be a couple of tough decisions that I've got to make in here. Hugh McCluggage going nowhere, Sam Walsh going nowhere. They're players that will probably sit around the 105 to 115 mark for the next 10 years. So, it's more or less, let's get this show on the road. So, we'll start off, we'll get rid of the Ruckman. And the reason I'm going to get rid of my Ruckman at the get-go, like I said, Ruckman are a dime a dozen. I've played enough draft leagues now to know that you can pick up a Ruckman very, very late on in the draft. It is only a 10-man league too, so most teams are only going to have the one ruck. I know I'll pick up someone probably like a Nank or a Sean Darcy or something pretty late in the draft. Sam Petrescu-Seaton, not overly confident on. No, I'm not going to keep him, but he's probably one that I'll have a look at. No, we'll get rid of Josh Caddy. He's definitely not staying. Was a good servant for me at the end of last year, but no good. So we can't move the players around. We'll get rid of Sam Petrescu-Seaton. So the whole idea of when I'm looking at this, I kind of just want to narrow off one at a time, see how many I've got left, get us down to the 14. There is nowhere that kind of suggests it's all in order too. Normally, most of my drafts, I will target the midfield on the draft board as well. For those out there who haven't watched me do a live draft before, I will normally go very midfield heavy on the picks. This being the very, very first keeper draft I ever participated in. Didn't really think about that at the time. So we've kind of got more of a mixed bag. Now, Luke Shue with the arrival of Callie and everyone, I'm not overly keen on. Brayshaw we've got as a forward. So what do we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forwards that I really want to keep just because it's going to be a real pure forward line in there. They're all going to be high scorers, and I predict that all those 5 forwards will probably be 90 plus, to be honest. Oh, getting into a little bit of tough decisions, and I've got 5 more players to get rid of. I don't want to get rid of the Crouch boys. Jared Lyons, I think, is one that can definitely hover, but he's not going to give me long-term value. So right now, I'm thinking about holding on to those players that are really going to be the long-term value in this keeper league, because that seems to be where I've gone. So Mark Blitzars will go. Now, Mark Blitzars and Sam Petrovsky-Seaton and Kate Simpson, they're players that I'll definitely get. If I'm back on the draft, I could get later on in this draft too. So you almost think about that redraft value. There's someone there that you like. Jared Lyons is one that I think if I did drop in this draft, how far would they get to me? So Daniel Rich, I'll probably re-get him in a second round. Zach Williams, I'd have no chance he'd be straight off the board. Hunter Clark is one I'm very optimistic on in the future. Not so much this season. So he is someone that I hunt in drafts too. Like, for those who have seen that, almost every draft I've done, Hunter Clark has been one of those players that I've targeted. And Jordan Dawson's been a super servant. His second Marsh Series game wasn't the greatest, but he's always there. Jeremy McGovern as well, the 88 average last year. You probably don't think that average is going to go a lot higher. Sam Walsh going nowhere. Brayshaw's upside early this year is way too good to pass on. Could get back to me. Luke Shuey is someone that I'm thinking of dropping just for this, that I could probably pick back up. But like I said, I don't know why I'm so optimistic on Segler. I think it's the fact that he's going to be the ruck. He's going to average 90. Now, if I can get a flat 90 out of every single one of my midfielders running this year, every single one of my forwards, that would be super amazing. So, who's going to get back to me? All right, we got 17, so I've got 3 to go. Right now, out of the 3, I'm thinking Jeremy McGovern, Jared Lyons, and Luke Shuey. Oh, Hunter Clark and Jordan Dawson. I just think they have the upside. And what would that leave me? That would leave me with 4 defenders. 5 midfielders, and 3 forwards. 4 forwards. And I think that's going to be the way I go. I'm going to keep the youth for this draft moving forward. So unfortunately, I would have liked to keep McGovern. Jared Lyons is one that I really enjoyed last year, but we've got a lot of emerging Brisbane Lion players too. So you'd expect his average to kind of hover around the same. Might drop. I reckon I could pick him up on a third or fourth round coming into this draft as well. So we'll get rid of Jared Lyons. 15. Got to get it down to 14. And Luke Shuey. I mean, I'm so optimistic on Jaeger. Let me know. Let me know in the comments who you would have kept out of Jaeger and Shuey. I like Cameron's ability at GWS this year to be a high-scoring forward. Toby Green's Toby Green. The more injuries that pop up, the more midfield rotations he'll have as well. The Crouch brothers aren't going nowhere. Hunter Clark and Jordan Dawson as well. So, I'm going to keep the youth. Like I said, I'm going to get rid of Shuey, and I'm going to hope I can pick him up. I am going to try and get together my draft and each selection I make in that draft and see what I can put together there as well. The only problem is it is a draft that'll be over I'd say over a week, because we have the 24-hour timers on too. So that's it. Drop Luke Shuey. I've got my 14. We're going to lock it in there, and I am good to go. That's basically it for that. Pretty happy with what I've kept. Like I said, I've gone for the real youth approach in this. Keep those young players, but also keep that forward line core together. The ones that I think are going to 90 plus. I'll find a whole bunch of midfielders in this draft that'll go between that 90 to 100, which I'll be happy with. And hopefully someone's dropped a good defender in there too. That would probably be if I was on the clock nice and early, I'd definitely be hunting a good defender. In another keeper league draft, it was only 8-man. Managed to pick up Shannon Hearn in the first round, which I thought was pretty good too. So, but yeah, that's it. All right, elitist. On behalf of myself and our Patreons at patreon.com/SC Elites. Peace out, community, and thanks for watching.